Why is it that whenever I film, Nina decides to go to the litter box? And add another sort of mini announcement, or cactus iced coffee. DesertAthon Journey to the Sun. Hello lovely bookworms, I'm Esmay from Paradise of Pages on Instagram and also on Twitter, and welcome to a new video. This is a video I have been planning for a little bit and I am pre-filming it very early on, but as you could have seen from the title, we're going to talk about DesertAthon. So I actually have my iced coffee right here in a very suitable glass. I want to call it a mug, but it's not really a mug, but a jar. It's fine. We have iced coffee, we have a cactus iced coffee rather. I am ready to begin. So as you could have seen from the title, I am here to announce the DesertAthon Journey to the Sun. I've only now realized that that is also rhyming, so I'm very happy about that. DesertAthon Journey to the Sun. This is going to be a 2-week read along, and in this video I'm gonna talk about everything about this, what we're gonna do, how it's gonna go, that kind of thing. And without further ado, let's just hop right into the dates. So for the dates, we're going to be reading from November 1st up until November 14th. So it's going to start on a Monday. So when Sunday goes over to Monday the 1st, when we go from October, spooky season, into November, autumn season, we will start DesertAthon Journey to the Sun, and we will run up until the 14th, which is a Sunday night, basically wherever your time zone is. I am not going to say, okay, we're going to read in my time zone, your time zone. Just read in the time zone that you're in. So if you go somewhere that has a completely different time zone from mine, totally fine. Just read from the 1st up until the 14th and have fun. That is, I think, the most important thing. I am so excited to once again be going into this and doing a DesertAthon. It has really become my little baby, and so it just means a lot to me. So that is the time that we'll be reading, and for that I'm gonna have 5 prompts. I know that sounds a bit few, but once we actually get there, we are gonna get some extra prompts. Basically, somewhere around the first week, so the half of the first week and the half of the second week, I will be announcing another prompt, but you can all find that over on Twitter, which I will link down below. And you can also find that on the new Discord page, where we will talk about our reading journeys, and I will also link that down below, so all of the information is also there. So whenever you try to find something DesertAthon related, I will also link it down below in the description box. That said, I think it is now time to go into the prompts. So I've once again, I will scooch over, made a little bit of an illustration. So for this one, as you can see, there's 5 prompts. Let's start with the elephant in the room, which is the one in the middle, which is a desert read. That basically means read a desert vibe book. It cannot get any difficult than that. So let's start with the elephant in the room. That is the desert read. So that is prompt number 1. As for prompt number 2, let's move on to the top left, I think it is, which is red cover. For this one, you can either have the word red in the title, you can have a red cover overall, or a substantial amount of red on the cover. So it doesn't necessarily have to be completely red, because I know there's covers that are like half red, half something else. Totally fine. As long as it's not, oh, this cover is overly blue, but it has a tiny little red rose, so it's a red cover. No, there has to be a substantial amount of red. This can be in the title, so the word red in the title, or the color itself as a prominent part of the cover. Sorry, Nina just jumped off the bed and it sort of moved a bit. So that's the second prompt. As for the third prompt, we're moving over to the left, I think it is, journey. So for this one, the book that you're reading has to have some kind of journey. This can be a real journey, so basically your protagonist starts at point A and travels to point B. but it can also be a spiritual journey. So if you read a book, say for example The Poppy War, which I wouldn't recommend in 2 weeks, but possible, I feel like that book really has a mental journey for our protagonist, so I think it's only fair to also have that as a journey. I'm pretty sure there's also, from what I remember, there's also traveling in The Poppy War, so it will fit nonetheless, but as an example, if your protagonist goes through some kind of journey in their mind, so a mental or spiritual journey, also completely fine. Also, I had to have the word journey in here because it's Journey to the Sun. Nina? Why is it that whenever I film, Nina decides to go to the litter box? It's truly a menace sometimes. I love her, but... Yeah, you're done? Awesome. Okay. Then we're gonna go down one, which is Cozy Read. I thought, considering we're going into the autumn season, I think it would also be nice to have a little bit of a cozy read. Basically, this can be anything. Almost about anything, because Cozy Read, much like Desert Vibe, is very objective, or at least even more objective than a Desert Read. If you feel like a certain book is a cozy read for you, completely fine. If you want someone else to basically tell you, oh, this is a cozy read, you can read this, also completely fine. It would be so much fun to do. Other than that, truly, it's up to you. A cozy read is whatever you want it to be, so that is prompt number 4. Then moving on to the final one, which is the bottom left, I hope, which is magic. This basically means, it's very generic, read a book that has some type of magic in it. Can't get more difficult than that. That's all you have to do. Read a book that has some type of magic in it, and you're fine. So that's the 5th and final prompt. These are all official prompts, and if you finish all 5 of these, then you have finished the DesertAthon. It's a bit more strict than our month-long one, which was basically like read whenever, and as long as you read one Desert Vibe book, you have finished it. But for now, I'm gonna say try and go for 5, and you finished it completely. There's no real repercussions from not finishing it or something along those lines, but I think in the month of November we can sort of try and push the books that we have to read and try and push to read our Goodreads goal or like a reading goal for the year. But yeah, 5 prompts. That does mean that there will be 2 optional ones, but those will only be announced later. I will do that both in the reading vlog that is coming, but also on Twitter, so definitely check that out. I will let you all know what these prompts are, and I will also, by the time it comes, put them down below here in either comment or the description box, so I will keep that updated for you guys so you can see it. That said, no doubling up this time. I know that I've said usually you can double up. This time, no double ups. We have 2 weeks to read, only 5 prompts, and while I think it is still really challenging to do in 2 weeks, I want to say keep it 1 book for now. I am probably shooting myself in the foot here, but yeah, no doubling up this time. That said though, there are no specific orders in which you have to read. As you can see from the picture, there's lines in between, which basically means that you can start wherever, whenever. So you can start with Desert Read and then go to Journey. I do have to say that the lines have to be connected. So you can't just go from Cozy Read to Red Cover, if that makes sense. So there's a bit of a journey involved, but you can take whichever road you want to go on. So for example, say you start with Red Cover, you finished Red Cover, you can go to Journey, Desert Read, or Magic. Once you've done one of these, then you can go to Cozy Read. So there's a couple that you can't read directly after one another, so there's a bit of traveling ahead, but you can travel all these paths multiple times, so don't worry about traveling over the same path, if that makes sense. Hello, this is Esmay from the future, just here to quickly pause this DesertAthon announcement and add another sort of mini announcement to that. So basically, during the same time that the DesertAthon runs, the Pokemonathon will also run, hosted by the lovely Jane. As you all know, Jane is a good friend of mine, and she asked me to team up with one of the other team leaders and be the team leader for Team Fire. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna double up the prompts for DesertAthon together with Teamfire. I will link down below Jane's announcement video, which will be up at the exact same time as this video, or at least I think we're planning on that, so I wanted to quickly mention that as well. This is not a true Pokemonathon announcement, but I do want to invite you to also join Teamfire during the... It's actually a little bit longer than DesertAthon, so you can easily just double up the prompts. Everything will fit perfectly, of course, which Jane and I have coordinated, and yes, please join the Pokemonathon as well. And for now, I'm gonna give you back to, I would say, past Esmay, I think. So yeah, enjoy DesertAthon, enjoy the Pokemonathon, and I cannot wait to start reading in the month of November. I think that is everything that I wanted to talk about in this announcement. So 5 prompts, multiple paths to travel. There will be 2 optional prompts revealed in the beginning of November on Twitter, but I will also keep you updated down here. And we will be reading from the 1st up until the 14th of November. And I hope you will all have just as much fun as I know I will have. I will be vlogging once again as usual both weeks, and they will be, I think they'll be separate reading vlogs, so just weekly reading vlogs, the usual. And I think if you want some desert vibe recommendations, I will link the DesertAthon playlist down below, because I've done 2 of these. Femke, I'm pretty sure, has done one of them, so that's 3 videos filled with recommendations. And for now, I think that's more than enough. I'm not going to be making any additional ones this time around. I'm planning to do that next year once the month-long version rolls around, but we'll see that next year. So for now, thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and press that little bell icon so you can post notifications every single time that we post. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. And I also hope that you will join me for this time's DesertAthon. Bye!